I always say things and Americans look at me like, what are you talking about? And I asked my roommate for the Hoover the other week and she just gave me the blankest look ever. And I was like, oh, the vacuum cleaner.
So what made me decide that I wanted to study internationally is basically the wide range of opportunities that you have in the US to explore different academic fields.
I wanted to study in a liberal arts institution, and that's why I chose specifically the United States and specifically Harvard.
I really have a lot of interests. I really like computer science, economics, women and gender studies, and there wasn't really a way I could study all of those at once in the UK. So I decided to look to the US for that.
I think one of the first experiences that I had was the form of greeting in the US. They say hi to you and how are you, but you say that as you're passing by. While in my country, you usually stay and have a short conversation before moving on with your day. So that was a little bit hard to get used to, but now it's more natural.
The food portion sizes, they're huge. It's insane. Sometimes when my friends and I go to restaurants, it's just massive. It's bigger than my face. I always have to eat maybe half of it and save the other half and take it back home. A lot of places don't do that, but the US does, so it's great. And I just put it in my fridge and eat it for lunch the next day.
I think my new favorite thing is the community and how easy it is to make friends here. Even when you're staying in the line, people usually come up to you, you start a conversation with each other, which makes you feel more assimilated in the culture. It's just pretty nice.
I watched my first ice hockey match the other week. That is my new favorite sport. Didn't quite realize the level of violence involved, but it was really, really good. We don't really have a big ice hockey thing in the UK. I think in general, sports matches as well are a big thing out here.
I'm an island boy. The Dominican Republic, the coldest it gets is 19 Celsius in the city, and that's extremely cold. You see people with these coats if it's like that. Now imagine that when it snowed the first time, I was very shocked to see how cold the weather can be. With my friends, we went out and we did a little snowball fight. That was pretty cool.
So the first snow day at Harvard that I experienced was the night before finals. My friend and I were staying up until 3 a.m. studying in the D hall. And then we got out and it was just snow everywhere and we freaked out and then we played in the snow for a little bit. So that was my first Harvard snow day experience. FIP, which is the first year international pre-orientation. And then they just welcome you with open arms.
We had our little families. We got the chance to get each other's numbers, meet regularly with each other. And then that was how I found my community, and then we later blocked with the same people, and now we are still friends.
My freshman entry, which was a group of freshman students who were living with me on the same floor, and we just became friends because of the tight community that we formed.
There are many support systems, and depends on the kind of support you are needing. If you are dealing with adapting to America, there are many international students organizations that can help you to do that.
Woodbridge is the International Students Club. It's an organization run by internationals for internationals, and they put on events, they put on stuff during Thanksgiving for us. There's parties and things like that. They have weekly brunch as well. So it's just a way of fostering the international community on campus.
To every student, you have a proctor, that is a residential advisor. You have a peer advising fellow. You have an academic advisor. International students also have international advisors from the Harvard International Office. So all these avenues for support are very important to international students like me, and I really appreciate that.
I found it so helpful, especially for the first couple of weeks when I wasn't sure what was going on or anything. Just having a couple of American friends around me to ask any questions or anything. The Americans all love the internationals. They're so excited by the accents and to find out about what life was back home. So they're always so willing to be friends, which is really nice.
We make friends amongst the faculty just because these are the people who are gonna be imparting knowledge into you.
Be confident that even though the first few months are going to be very different to whatever you have experienced before, probably, it will be fine. Just enjoy the experience. You only have 4 years to live this unique experience, the Harvard experience. So embrace it and live it the best way possible for you.